We are looking at the defensive back group for this season. And, let's just start off. We kind of gave a little bit of an update last week, but the number one name everybody wants to know about, Jamal McCoy.
Yeah.
Jamal McCoy obviously had the offseason torn ACL, had surgery on it. How healthy is Jamal McCoy? Well, the answer is he's not 100% healthy. Probably won't be 100% healthy for, I'm going to say, the first half of the season. He is making strides. He's doing what he can in his training, in his rehab, and all that. But I don't expect to see him back for probably the first month of the season. How about you?
That's fair. I mean, I said that last week. I think that's a very fair assessment. I think there's two sides to every coin. Dude's draft stock's pretty high right now. Yeah. He's not going to. One, he's not going to do anything to hurt that. Two, he also wants to get back on the field. Mm-hmm. So I think you hit the nail on the head. Obviously, kind of. There's a bye week, I think, after the fifth game.
Yes, after we played Mississippi State, before we played Arkansas, there was a bye week.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Arkansas is the target.
I think that's the timeline I'm looking at. I seriously do. And but at the end of the day, I mean, Gerard's doing everything he can. Like, it's not like he's sitting back and saying, "Oh, I don't have to come back till Arkansas so I can take it easy." No, that's not how it's. I mean, the dude's only in like month 7 of this recovery, which is absurd to think he could have came back that quick for football. And especially being a defensive back when you're having to make a lot of your cuts on reaction, not knowing that you're going to make those cuts. So I think that's a big part that goes into that game. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, but like if you're backpedaling and you're covering a wide receiver, if that wide receiver decides to do a stop and go or a hard slant or whatever, then the defensive back is having to make those cuts based on reaction. They're not really getting to prepare for those cuts. Whereas if a wide receiver, when they go to make their route, they know in their mind exactly what they're going to do, when they're going to cut, how they're going to plant, where their body position is going to be. And the defensive back just doesn't have that luxury. So you got to make sure that their ACLs, MCLs, everything is in great shape before you start making those 100% athletic cuts, whatnot. So no, I hate it, but I think it's the harsh truth, man.
Yeah.
Week 5, week 6, I guess going into Arkansas is the timeline I'm expecting. But I don't think that's a problem because Colton Hood's showing out right now in fall camp.
Yes.
Ricky Gibson is holding it down. I mean, you've got 3, arguably 4 starting defensive backs at the corner position right now. And so having Gerard McCoy out is not the end of the world. Obviously, he's the best one. You want him on the field. But Ricky Gibson going into year 3 had plenty of experience the last 2 years. He's going to be just fine. And Colton Hood, seeing what he's doing right now in fall camp, I've got, as of right now, all the belief in the world that he can handle it. And cannot wait to see how he does in game, obviously. But he kind of got shadowed a bit, obviously, by you-know-who at Colorado. And but I think here he gets kind of a chance to shine. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so kind of continuing on with the corners here, another guy that I think we're going to see that I think can actually make a big impact this year, especially, if Ricky Gibson, if this injury that he has right now is a lingering one, Caleb Beasley, sophomore from Lipscomb Academy. Caleb Beasley, he's really been showing out in fall camp as well. So I feel really, really good right now about our 2 deep at the corner, especially whenever Jamal McCoy does get back. I think corner is going to be it. Am I wrong to say that I think that now the secondary is, well, obviously the defensive line is a strength of this defense, but am I wrong to say that I think the secondary is our second strongest position group on the defensive side of the ball right now?
Yes.
I mean, that's fair.
That's okay. I'm about to defend it. Okay. But like once one we're already lacking, we've already had injuries, right? Like if we have 1 or 2 more injuries, I get a little nervous. Andre Turrentine, 100% a safety. Let's kind of let's work this out. Yep. Andre Turrentine, safety. Boo Carter, nickel, star, whatever. You've got your 2 cornerbacks in Colton Hood and Ricky Gibson III. Who
You want
What
my pick for who's going to
happens?
be the other
Like,
safety?
yeah, like if Boo goes down, who is it? Idris Farouk? Is
It's
it
it's it's Idris Farouk, in my
okay?
opinion.
So then, where does Jalen McMurray fall in?
So that's another one.
Jordan
So
Thomas, I think. I've not heard positive things from Jordan Thomas this year,
so here's the thing about Jordan Thomas, and this is complete
and he's still battling injury,
speculation.
by the way.
I was going to say this complete speculation that actually came from Eric Kane, if I'm not mistaken. That the injury that he suffered last year was a whole lot more serious than what everybody let on. So he's actually still dealing with lingering
Yeah, he's not
injuries,
practicing.
lingering pain, and all that stuff from that. So we might not even see Jordan Thomas again this year. And that's going to really hurt if he goes 2 full seasons without even seeing any action. But I absolutely think that Jalen Murray is going to see time because he's one of those rare guys that can go back and forth from safety to corner. He can fill whatever position is needed. So Jalen McMurray is definitely going to see the field. Um, but dude, I'm high, very very high on Idris Farouk. He is
Yes.
an absolute headhunter. I think he's going to be on that other side. And honestly, if Boo Carter has not completely worked through all of his, getting back on the team type things, I think you might see Idris Farouk starting in that spot instead of Boo Carter in game one.
Well, I think you're going to see Idris Farouk play in Boo Carter's position regardless, because I think they're going to try to lighten the load on Boo Carter on defensively, just because you never know what he's going to be able to do offensively, special teams, whatever.
Yeah.
My thing about defensive backs, and the reason why I'm going to back up what I said about them not being the strong, I think they're going to be a good group if they stay healthy. The way I judge a group is if you're too deep, complete, like across the board. And I think you can shuffle some players to make it work, but I don't think you're 8 or 9 guys deep in the defensive back room right now, in my opinion.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
So that's where I stand. I feel
All
like
right,
at
so
linebacker you're there. I feel like at defensive line you're well there. I feel like at tight end you're there, and I feel like at running back you're there.
so can I amend my statement to say that top end, the defensive back group is the most talented group behind the defensive line group on the top end? Not maybe right now that linebacker group has got more talent just
I think the
because.
linebacker. I think they do between Edwin Spillman, Jeremiah Telander, and Arion Carter. I seriously that's 3 starters at any SEC school in my opinion. I think Telander is going to have a great year. By the way, I'm so high on Telander, it's insane. But Edwin Spillman, Arion Carter, and I don't know. I think the defensive back group is very talented. I think this is. I'm getting excited because I'm so excited about this defense. I'm almost talking bad on the defensive back group, but I think they're all really good. I just think when you're trying to compare one over the other position wise, it's hard to do that on this defense because I think this defense is going to be elite, top
I
5 in the
agree.
country, top
I
5 in the
agree.
country,
And it
and
excites me so much to see each and every year, especially that secondary group, where it's going to be when you consider how bad it was just 2 years ago.
yeah. Well, and I think their life again. I'm gonna say this between the linebackers and the front 7. I think their life is going to be so much easier because they're not covering a guy for 4 or 5 seconds. I mean, it's not even 3 seconds. I mean, if that ball is not out of the quarterback's hands by the time Joshua Josephs gets 3 steps, dude, come on, eat, dude. Like I'm very excited about this group, and as long as we can continue to just stay healthy, man, we can't drop another guy. Like I said, I just and maybe second half of the season we do drop a guy, but then Gerard McCoy's 100% healthy, and it's kind of like a shuffle game. I get it, but I just don't want to test it. I know it's football; injuries happen as part of the game, but no, I don't know. But yes, we've got Ricky Gibson, William Wright, the redshirt senior, Andre Turrentine, Gerard McCoy, Colton Hood, Jordan Thomas, which obviously still battling with injury, but Jalen McMurray, Idris Farouk, Boo Carter, Caleb Beasley. And then from there, man, do you have any other names that you think is going to kind of get to see the field or kind of get a chance to kind of have a spotlight on them?
You might
Meaningless
see
snaps or
Trey
meaningless.
Poteet get a little bit of time. The true freshman from Wisconsin. You
Okay.
might see him get a little bit of time. I hadn't heard much out of him in fall camp, but it does take some time to transition from a high school corner to a college corner.
Yeah.
So maybe not on that one. as far as anybody else down through this list here, I'm not expecting anybody to see any meaningful snaps.
And if
Um,
they do, we're in trouble.
that's a very good point. Very good point. All right, I guess the other one would maybe be Colin Brazel. He's a redshirt freshman from Midland, Texas. You might see him get in there a little bit, but once again, if we're seeing him get meaningful snaps, yeah, we're in trouble at this point because that means that we've lost a lot of guys to injury, and it's not a good thing if you're seeing a guy like that get meaningful snaps at this point in his career.
I agree 100%. So it's the rundown of the defensive backs. Again, I do think that they're going to have a great year, but I'm just that high on the defensive line and linebackers. I just can't put them above them. I just can't. I mean, you can all day long.
I mean, that's
and
fair.
PFF grade wise, they might be better if you follow that or whatnot. But like just me, if their grades were better, I'm just giving that credit to the linebacker group and the defensive line. Like I just feel like I don't know if we see quarterbacks against Tennessee scramble and still not be able to complete passes and stuff like that, then yes, I'm giving that credit to the defensive line all day long, or defensive backs all day long. But like if the quarterback only has 3 seconds to throw it and he's kind of throwing some prayers and they're 50-50 balls that we're winning because our defensive backs are great, but I'm giving that credit to the D line all day long. But anyways, it's all good. I love our defensive back room. Willie Martinez is doing the thing, and I think stay healthy if we can, and we'll be all right at the secondary positions.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am intrigued to see how they rotate that star position because I don't think Boo's going to be 100% the guy. Not because he's not good enough, but I think when you become
if he is getting offensive snaps,
right, he can't play 100% of the snaps.
Correct.
No shot.
And that's where I really think you're going to see more
Travis Hunter. You're not playing 200 snaps a game.
Exactly.
160, whatever.
And honestly, we might not see him on the offensive side of the ball for quite some time because right now he is only practicing on the defensive side of the ball.
As he should. He hurt himself on that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But with the lack of depth in the wide receiver room, I would not be surprised if he got some snaps at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with
you.
Could
be doing the thing where, obviously earlier in the year during spring training, he was doing like a week on defense, a week on offense, and then kind of mix it in at the end. Maybe you could be doing something like that. I don't know. We'll stay updated on that.
So before we move on, who's the guy that you're most intrigued about in the defensive back group for this?
Not even season? It's Colton Hood. I want to see this kid step in and come, play some ball to the point to where Gerard McCoy may even make the decision to like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna just keep my drop stock high. I'm not coming back. Colton Hood's locking it down. Ricky Gibson's locking it down. Colton Hood's 100% got my attention in the secondary. It's not even close. I think Andre Turntime's going to have a great bounce. I'm going to say bounce back year because I didn't feel like he lived up to expectation last year. But I feel like he's got the talent, and I feel like at this point he's got the experience in the leadership. I do see Andre Turntime being that guy. Obviously, the transfer from Ohio State, but no, it's Colton Hood all day long. What about you?
That's a great answer. But my answer is going to be Idris Farouk. He got to play in all 13 games last year, granted minimal snaps, but he made the most of those snaps whenever he was out there. Had a, just fantastic, just headhunt tackle in the NC State game to tackling the ball carrier in the backfield. And he's that kind of guy. He's just a headhunter. He's getting a lot better as far as reading the offense, being in the right spots. He's still young, but I'm very intrigued to see what kind of step forward he takes from last year to this year. And I think he's going to get plenty of opportunities this year.
Agreed. Jade in Facebook chat says, "What's up? How we doing?" Now, we appreciate you having spending your Thursday night with us here on the Fanatics Show. And we're wrapping up our defensive back talk. Before we move forward, Michael, do you have anything else? I'm surprised you didn't say Caleb Beasley. I got to be honest. I thought that was the guy you were going for. But
and if it was,
you kind of seem to go for like the underdog type guy. So
if we were still talking from last year, my answer would have been Caleb Beasley. But I just like what I've seen from Idris Farouk.
I got you. I think I chose Colton Hood because
I mean, did you see the interception he had in
Well,
practice?
but it's the expectation. Gerard McCoy went down, and you went and got Colton Hood.
Yeah.
That's pretty hard. Like, he's looking dead straight. Like, hey, I'm living for this. But like, as a fan, I'm like, dude, you got some pretty big shoes to fill, and I just want to see if he can put one shoe on, if that makes sense. I'm really looking forward to that. But no,
Yeah.
overall, that is the defensive backs group.